I didn't hit anything. Well, not a car.
That's the big key point. Rachel, how is it?
It's bumpy.
Yeah,
It's real bumpy.
it's a lot harder than I thought it would be to walk on lava rocks. Whew.
Oh my gosh.
We've almost fallen probably 5 times.
I've already fallen before this.
Well, just on this adventure, we've only fallen, oh my god, almost 5 times.
Alright.
Good evening.
Night 5?
Night 5. I don't know. I can't.
Wait, is today the 18th?
Yes, 18th.
So it's night 4.
Night 4, technically, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
math is hard these days.
Yeah, for both of us. Okay. So this morning we woke up at the waterfall?
We did not wake up at the waterfall. We woke up at like 9:30.
No, Scaftafell.
Oh,
We're at the
yeah.
Glacier Mountains.
Yes.
Yes, that was today. The glaciers we thought were glaciers were actually mountains. We found that out today. At least I found that out today when I woke up and I saw that all the snow had melted because of the rain. You want to talk about last night when we pulled in and thought that we were going to blow over like a tumbleweed?
Oh my goodness. We thought we were going to sleep horrible, as we said last night in our video. We both knocked out, I feel like, for a good couple of, I mean, I know you woke up a couple times, but
I woke up a couple times, but my watch didn't even detect it as like waking up. It says that I slept 8 hours, and you slept like
yeah,
a freight train.
that trazodone though. But seriously, I think we both needed a good night's rest. We haven't quite figured out the temperature of this car. We both wake up super stuffy, sweating.
Yeah, my back is like super hot because the heater's right below us.
Yeah.
And then my feet are kind of cold, but if I switch it, then my shoulders are like way too cold, and it's just...
Basically, we have been uncomfortable every night we slept.
Yeah, kind of. But it's been doable. It's not like unbearable.
And despite us having a lot to do today, we kind of were forced to have to like leave later because there is a video camera when you like turn onto the road.
I think there's 2 before you enter the parking lot to the...
Well, there's like 1 forward and 1 backwards. Or
No,
there was one on
but
both
there was
sides.
like 1, and then a little bit more down the road before we entered, right before the parking lot, there was another. And then there was another before entering.
Yeah.
There's like 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there's
Okay.
one that when you entered to the visitor center, and then when we got to the campsite, there was another one.
Yeah.
Because there's like 3
Yeah.
roads.
So like they for sure knew you were there.
So,
And they showed you that they knew you were there.
yeah,
So that you know.
you're being watched. But it was a very nice facility.
Very nice. Free showers, laundry.
Well, not technically free, but the price it paid for was
Yeah,
very
it was
nice.
included.
Yeah.
That was really nice.
Usually you don't wait for your washer and dryer, but you have to kind of stay on top of it at night when everyone's waiting to use it.
Literally so many people came and like were putting their clothes down as like standing in line kind of thing. So I just sat in there and I was like, nope, I'm next.
So, because that's Rachel.
I wanted to make sure our laundry got done because our van smells.
It still smells.
I don't know what it is.
Probably our chicken, our lemon,
Maybe.
our feet, probably.
No, I've smelled our shoes. I literally did.
I don't know. Also, the good part about us not being able to breathe much is that you can barely smell it. It's like I mean, we put our car freshener from the front back here tonight.
Literally.
Got a
Right here.
little smiley face.
Anyway. And I sprayed my Marc Jacobs.
Oh yeah, a little Daisy Fresh.
Yeah.
Back to today though, we started the morning off, like I said, 10, 11. We had made oatmeal before we left. Mm-hmm. And we were heading for Diamond Beach. Mm-hmm. We did see that there was the glacier path that we were going to take last night before we went to the campsite. That was closed last night. It was open this morning. But we both kind of were like, well, let's just bypass it because we had so much to do today. And let's just get to Diamond Beach before it started raining. Mm-hmm. Well, as we were driving, I see these giant, like, sand dunes, but they're actually, like, sulfur dunes, I guess. And we see where there's a little stop-off area and, like, the little bar, like, I guess a national sign that they use for things.
There was a couple of them, though. Like, along the way. There was a couple pull-off spots.
And, of course, we didn't know there was a couple until we, like, pulled out of ours and we saw, like, 5 more ahead of us. But that's beside the point. We got inside of it. It was called Glacier Lagoon, so we were automatically just over the moon. You really just had to run maybe, like, 200 feet.
Yeah, it was super close.
So we basically ran over the
But you had to go up to the top of, like, the mountain, or, like, the hill that you saw.
Yeah, the sand dune.
Before you could see anything. Like, we didn't know what was behind it other than by Google Maps. Thankfully, our Google Maps that we're using has, like, the actual, like, what would you call that? Like, you can see the landmarks, not just brown.
Yeah.
Or, you know,
which has
simple
been
colors.
amazing because I feel like even though we've planned so much, we've been able to do like sporadic things too, just based on our moods, energy, vibes, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
But it was so cool just being able to run over the sulfur dune. And then
So we kind of knew maybe something was there because there was like a blue outline, like it looked like a lake with glacier ice in it from the map.
And it wasn't populated either. There's like
there was like one other vehicle there.
Yeah.
On like all the pull-offs were pretty much empty.
Yeah. Or we were the trendsetters and people followed us.
Hey. But when we were getting back to the car, you nasty Americans, somebody decided to freaking pop a squat and take a period pad out and stick it underneath a rock. What? Who raised you?
Wolves.
That was frustrating.
Yeah, but Rachel was a kind Samaritan, picked it up.
Barfing.
Used hand sanitizer, that's the important part, and threw it away to keep Iceland clean.
Yeah, because I don't want to get kicked out of here. I want to be able to come back, stupid Americans.
Yeah.
Don't ruin it.
After that, we went to Diamond Beach.
Yeah.
Which was...
We stopped one more place.
Cafe.
Oh, yeah. Before we got there, because Diamond Beach was still like a 40-minute drive.
Yeah.
But we found this random cafe that had like 2 little gas pumps. Oh, by the way, the thing with gas in Iceland is like all the places have like maybe 4 things, but 2 like pumps and then 1 each side. So it's like 4, and that's about it. Like you don't see more than that. And at this one that was like an N1, but like.
Well, we had already discussed that we were going to get coffee today, and on the maps it said that this N1 was just self-service. So I kind of dismissed it, thinking we weren't going to be able to get our coffee from there. And I went
our
to
free coffee that we
have
have the coupons for that we still have not used.
Yeah. We're not mad. But we saw it, but then Rachel was like, oh, this is a cute cafe, let's see if they're open. And then we went inside. Good call. It was one of those like shuffle things. We were like wanted to go, but we didn't want to go.
I have a video of it. It's so cute.
It is adorable. It really reminded me of Asheville, hipstery, unique little hole-in-the-wall independent business.
And then it had like, local businesses like selling soaps and laundry detergents and like all that kind of stuff.
Shampoo bars.
Very cute.
Yes.
Very cute. And it even had like hats and gloves and scarves and that kind of stuff, like anything you might need along the route for a hot minute.
Yeah, which is cool. I think every place we kind of stop always has like hats, gloves, and a scarf of sort, which I find very interesting. Because like in America, we don't have at every stop the things you need, like wearing wise.
They were very expensive, but nice quality. They were like $60.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you need gloves,
it's worth the price.
Yeah.
But we both got a coffee to go.
And it was a chocolate licorice latte. And honestly, I don't think I would ever think to put those together, but it was amazing.
And wasn't it used by the chocolate from like this independent place here in Iceland?
Yeah.
So even made it more special?
Yeah, it was really cool.
Then we continued to seek out Diamond Beach. And we got there, but right before we got there, it started raining really aggressively, so it was very disappointing.
So I wasn't able to take out my like nice camera because I was afraid it was gonna get like just soaked.
Yeah, all day today I feel like we just have a bunch of rainy photos, but they're still cool to experience them. They haven't like completely made our like a wasted day. We've been able to still do most things, but it was amazing. We took a photo shoot on the beach, basically. We were trying to be careful, not climb too much on the glaciers. Or
You'll have to send me those photos and I can put them in.
yeah, true. The best part about it is when we went to leave, their parking lot was
Oh no.
very dysfunctional. Rachel, you want to tell the rest?
So I got distracted a little bit. I probably shouldn't add that in there, but I was looking at another camper van of a company I had not seen before. And so I was trying to read it to make sure that I understood like what company it was. And as I was like looking at it, I hear a thud. I didn't hit anything. Well, not a car.
That's the big key point.
I hit a curb.
Like, she straight up like, moon.
I like went over that thing like a speed bump, except for it was definitely not a speed bump. So it was loud.
We both stared at each other.
For a hot second, then we were like, it's probably fine. Seems like everything's been fine because we've been miles and miles after that and nothing came up. No oil leaks, no nothing that we know about.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like you can run over a couple curbs in your life with a van.
I mean, let's just say we have driven multiple times with our emergency brake on. We have left our heater on in the back that you're not supposed to because it drains the car
we did that
video.
today. Yeah.
Our car battery. And then...
No, tank. Gas tank.
Gas tank, yeah, cool. Well, more money. And then we hit the curb. So Betsy here is doing real well.
Love you. Good job.
After Diamond Beach, where did we go? How's today such a blur?
After Diamond Beach, we had another long drive to the cliff, and we ended up at the Viking town, right? Is that right?
Unexpectedly. That was not on the menu.
No, it wasn't.
Delirious.
I think that was like before we got into the tunnel, we were nervous, and so we pulled off, and it was the Viking town.
Oh, we also saw these like cool stone houses that weren't really houses, but they're just like old abandoned places.
But anyway, so we were about to enter this tunnel, and there's one tunnel in Iceland that charges you a fee, and like you have 3 days to pay it afterwards, or you get like a big fine. And so we saw a tunnel, and we were like, I don't know if that's the tunnel. I don't think it is, but I don't know. So we went down this long dirt road, and at first I was like, uh-oh, are we gonna get stuck here? But then we saw a sign that said like Viking Village or something.
Cafe. It like advertised several different things to do.
Yeah. So anyways, we went down there, and it looked like it was a private road when we entered it. So I was a little nervous because a lot of the private roads in Iceland, you have to like pay the owner. When I finally got down to the cafe, I went in and asked, I was like, do you need me to pay you for going on your road? And she was like, no, all you need to do is pay to enter. And I was like, what if we don't want to enter? And she's like, then you still need to pay because you've been on the road. But it was only like $6 something a person.
American dollars.
Yeah, I bought it, and we went down, and the roads were like covered in water. But apparently you were able to see a lighthouse, potentially see seals and puffins. We didn't see any, unfortunately. I
didn't know about the puffins. I knew about the seals.
Yeah, that was that bird thing that was on the map.
You gave me the map. I didn't look at it.
Oh.
I didn't glance at it, but...
So we went down there. It was extremely cold. Thankfully, we saw some other camper vans that were driving the same road, so we kind of had some reassurance that like we weren't going to get stuck, or at least if we were, we weren't alone.
It gave me some deja vu from yesterday with the winds and the rain. Like, you basically walked with your head down and just power through it.
Yeah. It was like pelting you in the face on the way back. You probably can't even hear us because the wind is ridiculous. After that, we went back towards the cafe, and off to the side was a road that like literally water was like flowing over it, and we were like, I don't want to drive through water in the camper van. They literally tell us not to. So I went out there with my boots on to see how deep it was, and it was only like as deep as the rubber part of my boot. So we were like, I think we can do it.
Sperry's and LL Bean.
So anyways, I did that, and then we went over there, and this Range Rover just decided to just like go through the whole water thing. Like, I was like, how do you know it's not deep? Like, there's no road.
It looked like he just drove on water, or hovered water, because it looked like it was a giant lake, and then he just drove through it. But yeah.
Wild. But anyways, we tried to walk to the Viking village, but it was like a ton of like water covering the ground, and I was like, I'm not feeling like walking too far, and it looks like it's at least a half-mile walk. What would you say is a half mile?
Yeah. And just being that you had to like walk with your head down, you couldn't really embrace the scenery, just kind of makes it...
And there were puddles everywhere.
Yeah, it just made it kind of not as enjoyable. I feel like if it was windy and no rain, or rain, not wind, it would have been like a little bit more bearable. But because it was both of them, it was just kind of like a miserable walk of anything.
And you could kind of see it from the distance. It wasn't great for like being close for pictures, but like we could see it, and it was like, cool.
Yeah.
Been there, done that, check. There's nothing really to do there other than look at it. So we went back up to the cafe, started the van heater and put our jackets up in it to try and cool them or dry them. And we went into the cafe and had some coffee and cake or pie.
Yeah, because by this point, both of our driver's seats and passenger seats are soaked from all of the rain we've been in today. Our outer layer, our inner layer, and our base layer are all wet. So I don't think there was a dry piece on us at that point.
Literally by the end of the day, we were both like pretty much stripped to our like sports bra and leggings in the car, just like trying to dry things.
Yes, I was basically a manual dryer.
She had the heat on full blast, and she was just like rotating clothes in front of the heaters.
Yeah, it adds character. But the coffee shop was super cute too.
Yeah.
The pastries were amazing. Rachel got a chocolate cake that looked like it had like a lava center of chocolate.
It was all right. I don't think I would order it again because the cake was a little dry.
Yeah.
But it was decent.
And then
hers was delicious.
Yeah, it was like a caramel apple pie. So it was like apple pie in the middle, and then on top it was had caramel on top of it. But it was like light and airy. It wasn't like heavy and dense like your cake was, despite it being dry. I agree with that, it was dry.
Yeah.
I also got a latte, and it was in like a glass cup. And I've never experienced getting a latte in a glass cup. Yeah. I mean, you got a mug for your...
I got a Swiss mocha, and it was delicious. It was apparently like hot chocolate with like chocolate crumbles and coffee.
Espresso shot on top, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's what it was. Not coffee, espresso.
One and the same.
Not really, though. So that's what happened there, and then when we got back into the van and went through the tunnel. The tunnel was actually a pretty long one.
Yeah.
Kelly took a video throughout the whole thing.
It's almost 4 o'clock, and we knew we had another 2.5 hours to drive before we got to the campsite.
Yeah.
And we knew sunset was 5:30. Mm-hmm. But we then decided to make it.
We found a... Yeah.
As we were like... Rachel's been like looking on Google Maps, and then she's like, oh, this is a cool thing that like right off the road. So she clicked it, and we stopped there. And there's this thing called a red chair. Apparently it's like another monument they have here, or sightseeing thing. It's legit just a red chair.
So before we pulled up to it, Kelly was like, I bet you it's just like a red chair that has washed up, and they decided to make it a monument. And I was like, I wonder, maybe it's like clay or like something like that. Somebody said that.
Yeah, I said maybe
it's like
clay. That's kind of like where God or nature's kind of made itself like into something unique.
And she's like, or it's just washed up and they made it a monument. And it literally looks like a chair washed up and they made it a monument.
Yes, which is I think is very common in Iceland. It seems like they just have like a rock that's smooth and they say, ooh, look, this is a monument. Make Americans come and pay for this. But it was really unique. Cold, freezing, because I'm in just my base layer running outside in the freezing cold.
Then after that, we might have stopped a few different places.
The cliffs.
Oh, yeah. We just pulled off to the side of the road for a couple of the cliffs because it was really amazing. We were literally driving like on the side of the island. For like a solid chunk of time, and we saw a zillion billion waterfalls.
It was literally a game of I Spy.
Literally everywhere, but they were all gorgeous. And then there was a couple pull-offs, like picnic pull-offs with waterfalls that we like actually went out and like climbed up, you know, a little trail to go see, but it wasn't very far. It was maybe like 100 feet from the car.
Yeah, we just did a bunch of pull-off things today because that's all we could do.
Yeah.
This is the little village we went to. Overlooking.
Yeah. But that's kind of what I had on the plan, is just like these little lookout things. I'm really excited for tomorrow's because we get to go to the canyon and an Icelandic store that Kelly's friend suggested. Oh yeah. There was this like, kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It was like a little town. And it looked like a lot of tour buses come at least to one side of it. And there's these little trails that like overlook the ocean. And the trail didn't look very well marked. And so I kind of felt like I was just treading along moss on a rock. And I was like, any of this moss could just fall through at any moment and I would be stuck in the rock. But apparently there was a trail there because I made it to the top of the mountain. Maybe I was supposed to go there. Maybe I wasn't. I don't know.
No cameras in sight.
But it looked really cool and I got some great pictures.
It looks like another time they just had a rock there and they said, oh, let's make an American stop here.
And I was up on the top when because I went around I'm like, I feel like there's more to this. And so I went up and around and Kelly had gotten in the van and she honked at me because apparently where I was, she could see me. But I couldn't see the van until a little bit later. That's pretty much what today was. It was just up in and out of the car while it was raining. And except for the very last mountain road we did. Oh my gosh. We're going to have to insert that video clip of like going up the...
So it was a flat road, or not flat, it was just a smooth paved road at least. And then all of a sudden we just hit gravel. Yeah. And Rachel's driving, but it's getting to the point of where it's past dusk and it's getting pretty dark, plus the cloud coverage was even more intense. But it only got worse from there. Then we started to notice that there were no markings on the right side. There's like little hash marks on the left, like little reflector things.
Markers, yeah.
But there was none on the right, so it was like cool. Next thing you know, we're kind of like going up and down the mountain a little bit like this, and next thing you know, we see basically a cliff on both sides. No guardrail, just try not to panic. Then...
And waterfalls, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Waterfalls that were literally going under these parts where it's just like a road.
A gravel road, yeah.
With no guardrails.
Yeah. And then, of course...
And then it looks down to like this valley that's like way, 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 way down.
I feel like we might have even been on a summit at some point.
Yeah.
But then... And then plus being that it had rained, or it was raining still, there are so many like potholes and bumps, which has pros and cons with driving, because it definitely gave you some reassurance we could grab a grip, but frustrating because everything in the car, even us, were like... And all we could do to stay calm was to laugh, and then our bladders became even fuller. And it seemed like the longest 27 minutes
so bad.
ever.
We both had to pee so bad, but I felt like I couldn't really stop anywhere because this... Like, what if somebody's on the road behind us? There's no way to pull off to the side. Yeah.
And there's, like, some single-lane cars, and it really even seemed like a one lane, or like a 1.5 lanes driving at some points.
Yeah.
Can't wait for y'all to see that video.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But Rachel nailed it. And
Laughing to relieve anxiety. Laughing or crying, I can't tell.
then we got lost and couldn't find the campsite.
And it took us to a gym. And then Kelly went in to try and use the bathroom, and then she felt bad, so she just asked for directions to the campsite.
Which I felt used, like, okay, good, I can make her.
Dude, I would have popped a squat in the parking lot. At that point.
Oh yeah, Rachel did pee on the side of the road today.
I forgot about that. I went to like some type of landmark that I didn't really care about, and I just
She
went.
marked her spot. But the best part about it is she's like, do you have a wipe or a Kleenex or anything, Kelly? And I was like, yeah, I do, but it's in my bag. So she's like, okay, whatever, I just gotta pee. So she jumps out, runs around it, you know, kind of announce what she was doing. And then I just roll down the window. I'm like, your wipe. Yeah, so it was very comical. That's great character.
That was funny.
Yeah.
I'm glad no one else wanted to stop at that area, or no one passed while we were there. That was great. Anyway, that was today.
More fun to come tomorrow.
Yeah, because tomorrow's also another long drive. So, but we are supposed to see some really big, granddaddy of them all, waterfalls.
Y'all.
See you then.
Oh gosh, I'm too... Butt walks.
Oh wait, hold on. I gotta put it up higher.
Yeah, we're taller than that. I'm tall. Are you seriously using granola bar? Oh my gosh, we're cooking. We look like we're on the side of a mountain.